The news from Israel and the Jewish world has become quite distressing over the past few days. A small wave of anti-Semitism has taken place in a world that seems to feel entitled due to the defensive war Israel's been fighting for the past 12, 13 months to strike back at any target that is Jewish. First, it's Sunday morning, November 24th. I'm recording this for almost immediate release. This is the map on the screen. It shows the missile warnings of the past few days or past few hours from Lebanon into Israel. Although the missile flow is being decreased by constant Israeli action in Lebanon and in other countries to stop the firing, it is not stopped. But the other news is equally distressing for Jews and Israelis. Israel is upping the travel warning for Thailand. There are apparently armed gangs and terror squads still at large in Thailand trying to find Israelis and Jews so they can murder them. And in the story of last week, where the owner of a kosher grocery store in Abu Dhabi was stalked and murdered in the desert near Abu Dhabi. The man was an IDF veteran, and he had been married for less than 6 months. Also, I've heard a rumor that I haven't verified that a man in Tennessee, an Israeli resident of Tennessee in Memphis, received suspicious phone calls and then was later shot dead in recent days. The source of truth in this area is a website called Ynet News. I encourage people to watch that news if they're concerned about anti-Semitism or they want to just find out what's happening with Israel. This is Straight Talk Politics, and I'm sorry to be the bringer of bad news today, but the level of anti-Semitism and violence against Jews has been getting worse, in my opinion. Again, we have the story of this grocery store owner who was a veteran of the IDF who was murdered in Abu Dhabi. The nation of Turkey shelters two Uzbek terrorists who carried out the assault. The assault may have been on CCTV. That country is one of the most heavily observed countries in the world. And again, we have the rumor of an Israeli Jew in Memphis, Tennessee, received suspicious phone calls and was later shot dead. That is not confirmed. The site to watch all this news is called ynetnews.com. I urge everybody who is Jewish to take extra care for their safety, to not travel alone, and if you're allowed to be armed and you feel you're safe to be in an armed situation and it's legal, and I would recommend that Jews and Israelis arm themselves where it's legal and not travel alone right now, because it seems to be open season on Jews, and it's very sad to bring that news out, but it is what it is on Sunday morning, November 24th, 2024. This is Straight Talk Politics. If you like the content, please press like. If you want to get the content regularly in your box, press either the notify button and or become a subscriber of the site. There's a subscribe button, and it's going to give you a subscribe button displayed in the lower right hand screen sometime this week. I'm going to get a nice graphic for that. You see I've got new graphics for my talking points here. So again, to summarize, it appears to be open season on Israelis right now, or Jews, or people who look obviously Israeli or Jewish. I urge all my brothers and sisters to follow common sense guidelines, to not travel alone, and where possible to arm yourselves to defend against this wave of terror. The only way to fight terror is with force against force, and apparently in Abu Dhabi and Tennessee, there's just not enough of civil society left to protect Jewish people. So hopefully the next report will be better news. Happy Thanksgiving to Americans. That's coming up next week.